Right, so what are we doing today?
What is the worst video game boss?
I'm actually quite hungry. Do you mind if I get a sandwich first?
From where? Where did you get that from?
I don't know. My worst video game boss, most annoying, is probably the Joker, because he was like a crusty roll to Batman. A bit too hard, hurt his teeth, when all I really wanted was the soft, creamy peanut butter filling of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich that I've just made with my mind. No, it was a boss though, really was, because the entire time, all the way through the game, you've been fighting big lads and I wanted a different type of snack. I was already full from the buffet of life, but then we got the Joker, who for some reason injected himself like a beef slab, then just got roided up and jumped in for a punch, and then I was like, oh, I've already done this before. I had to eat my feelings afterwards. I've got it everywhere, man.
I had a little bit of a think about this one, and right away my heart goes straight to Soulsborne, as it does, but don't worry, I'm not going to talk about it this time. I'll restrain myself, but I would have said hardest boss would be Orphan of Kos. If you wanted to ask me what the most ridiculous boss was, I'd say Andrew Ryan, because I just recently played Bioshock. You don't even fight him. He says shoot me in the head, and you shoot him in the head, and that's it. Spoilers. But no, what I'm going to highlight today is the worst boss, in my opinion, in the whole of World of Warcraft, right? World of Warcraft's a massive game. There are many bosses, many raids, many dungeons. The worst boss, okay, let me paint the scene for you, okay? So it's Cataclysm. We've got a big, bad dragon going about, literally destroying the world. He literally poured, sorry, literally bored into the earth and like devastated the land, right? So we kind of hate this guy and we can't really wait to go after him and fight him, and then we fight him. And then we get Spine of Deathwing, and it's literally just, what is this boss? It's the worst thing ever. And don't even get me started on if you're doing it these days because of the rolling, and just watch the footage. Just watch it, and you'll know what I mean. It's just ridiculous. And then after it, of course, then you fight his toenails. It's just the most ridiculous, worst boss ever. So yeah, I'm not even joking, by the way. You fight his toenails. Yeah, it's the worst boss.
Well, if we're talking worst and not hardest, the one that came to mind for me is, I don't actually remember it that well because it has been so long ago, but the lasting memory that remains is Lucian from Fable 2. Because there's all this build-up of playing the game, having a nice old time, merry jollying around the land, traversing around the land, doing lots of little quests, having fun time, making yourself pure evil and getting all your scars and glowing skin and stuff. And you get to the end thinking, whoa, I'm loaded up with weapons, I'm gonna smash this guy's ass for killing all my family and being a right dickhead throughout the game. And then you get up there, he goes on a bit of a rant, has a bit of a monologuing moment, and your big moment is just shoot him. One shot, one bullet. That's it. And if you don't even do that, if you think, right, I'll listen to his monologue, there'll be a big old fight, it'll be fine. Someone else does it for you. Someone else gets up, goes, sorry, did you want to kill him? Sorry, was the whole point of this game you killing him? No, I'm gonna do it. What's the point? It's not even a boss battle. It's literally going to listen to some man have some self-indulgent spew on top of some plinth, and then you go and have to make that weird choice at the end, which has no effect on your game. It's either have some money, bring things back from the dead, which you didn't even get to see your sister, which was, again, the point of the game, or what was the other one?
Dog, though, the dog?
You see the dog, you do see the dog. There's DLC that can bring the dog back as well, so bullshit. And the other one is bring back a load of workers to life who built the tower, but f them, I don't care. So, yeah, pointless. Pointless boss battle, pointless results, just very disappointing. The worst boss battle.
My worst boss is the bloody Crow of Cairnhurst, right? In Bloodborne, because the enemy hunters in that game aren't technically bosses. Rach was giving me a load of for this before we started filming. But they are really ridiculously hard because,
on paper, they're the same as you. They have the same, allegedly the same set of skills. They can heal, they can shoot, but they have unlimited healing items. They have unlimited bullets, unlike you, who only has a small amount, and their bullets absolutely wreck you, and you can just spam it and spam it and spam it, and they're all really hard, but this guy has a ridiculous pool of health. He has a mist that he hits you with if he gets below a certain amount. He just shoots you dead every single time, and I still haven't beat him. I haven't beat him because he's cheap. He's cheap. He's a cheap guy, or girl, I don't actually know, the bloody crow. I hate him. And it is a boss rage. It is a boss.
That was
Well, so we're not doing hardest, we're doing just worst. So you want like cheapest, you want most badly conceived, maybe broken AI, something that was just a complete chore to play through. So, with that in mind, mine is Batman Arkham Knight's titular Arkham Knight. Every time you fight him, it's complete, just absolute And the second time you fight him, I think it's the second time you fight him, you fight him underground, and he's got this stupid tank, and you've got to fight. It's a vehicle chase thing, and you've got the Batmobile, and the physics are all skew-whiff and broken because it's clearly the part of the game that was tacked on at the end. Obviously, you know, Arkham Asylum and City already perfected third-person combat, so they had to think of something else for Arkham Knight, and it just doesn't feel good at all. It's the most squirrely, over the top, the physics dominate, the momentum, it's just bad, and you're supposed to like escape him for a certain amount of time to free up a weak spot so that you can wound him, you know, the standard rule of 3 that Nintendo popularized ages ago. It's just so rote, and it's just thrown in there, and it sucks. And then later on you've got to fight him again, but it just turns into a really basic Arkham-style stealth thing where he's on one end of the map, and you just have to slowly get to him, going cover point to cover point, and then you just press a contextual button and you do damage to him, reset, do it again 3 times, beat him. That's it. Considering he was the guy that was, you know, heading up the marketing materials, oh my god, who's this guy going to be, and all that jazz. It was just one of the biggest letdowns in gaming, and the actual game mechanics that made it up were just complete crap. Trying to be nice on YouTube so more people see us, so try not to swear. It was poppycock, it was piffle, it was complete menagerie of hokum. So, though, innit?
A few weeks ago we did the hardest level, and I wanted to talk about Sonic Mania before, but Mr. Tailford wouldn't let me. Though thankfully this time I can, because there's a particular boss in Sonic Mania that when you get to it for the first time, and you get to it for the second time, you play it through and through and through, and I've played Sonic Mania quite a few times, but this boss is still absolute garbage every time you play it, and that is Oil Ocean Act 2. And it's one of those, like Sonic, you just play through it, it's all nice and lovely, like it's not too hard, there is a bit of challenge to it, especially when you're going through a game completely blind with no idea what's coming. And then you get to Oil Ocean Act 2 and the game just goes, ha 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 ha, you want to continue on? That's not happening, mate. No, absolutely not. Essentially, it's a hybrid of 2 bosses from the old Sonic games and put together, and there's a lot of oil on the floor that you can sink into, and it's kind of like spam A to jump out of it and get out. There's platforms that rise and fall, and there's this weird, like these 2 big spheres on big wiggly arms that shoot lasers at you while you're trying to hit the boss, and it's literally impossible to do it unless you're really, really bloody lucky. The only way I managed to beat this boss for the first time is by landing 5 consecutive hits as soon as it spawns, and then trying my damned hardest to survive for the rest of it. And only once have I managed to get to that point in a playthrough and beat it first time. It's dreadful, but I love the game to pieces. You should go and play it. I've bought it like 4 times. Hardest boss in Planet Coaster is getting all your guests to actually want to drink something. They're always thirsty. Go to the coffee shop, you cunts. We're very professional here at WhatCulture.com.